meeting for today. So we're happy to host Martin with us from Spreadsheet Software. We all know that Excel is a wonderful tool and very flexible, but this is also the problem of Excel. It's too flexible and it's too easy to make mistakes in Excel. And according to my experience with the biggest organization in Israel, most of the people don't know how to work correctly with Excel. And they're doing a lot of mistakes and they never learned how to do it correctly. So Martin will help us today how to make sure that we are correct with Excel and minimize our options to make mistakes. So Martin, the floor is yours. You're also co-host. If you want to unmute someone, feel free.
Okay, well, thanks, of course, for this introduction. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay. Israel, can I do you record the session so we can send the record afterwards? Okay, that's perfect. So people don't have to take any notes.
And we don't have a test at the end.
We don't. No, we don't. No exams. We just listen. What I want, let me share my screen first. Screen, advanced documents. I think share with an entire screen share. Can everybody see my PowerPoint?
Yes.
Now,
yes.
Yes. Okay. Now, first, before I start, when you have any question, just let me know. So don't wait until the end. And let's make it a little bit more dynamic. I will show you a couple of PowerPoints. I think we scheduled 1.5 hours. I don't think we need 1.5 hours, but I just want to show you a little bit about errors in Excel. And there are a lot of stories on the internet about errors in Excel. So let me just go through a couple of PowerPoint slides, and then I will show you how you could fix it, a solution, how you could fix your errors. Okay. So let me just start with the next slide. Spreadsheet software, we founded in 2010, 2011, a team, and we just focus on Excel add-ins, ExcelAnalyzer, Excel compare, Excel scenario, and we don't do anything else. In the beginning, we just built models for different industries, real estate, banks. And in 2013, our team got a spreadsheet from a bank in Luxembourg, and they asked us, please, can you check it because it contains an error. And this spreadsheet, it was a 20-tab spreadsheet with, let's say, 200,000 formulas. And back then, it took us 6 weeks to check this spreadsheet because we have to go like a monk, go through every cell. Is it the formula? Is this formula copied down the rows? Is this a hard-coded number? It took us back then 6 weeks. And then we started to program something, and people and companies asked, hey, can we also get your, let's say, beta version so we can check it ourselves? In 2013, so now 12 years further, we have a lot of people who use our solution around the world. And let me show you a couple of examples of spreadsheet errors, errors in Excel. Well, first of all, research with KPMG shows that 95% of all spreadsheets have errors, while 95% of the Excel users believe that spreadsheets are error-free. And on LinkedIn, you see a lot of posts about spreadsheet errors, but yet there's no one giving a real solution. All then just checking your cells manually like the monks in Tibet. And when you create a spreadsheet error, you have a hard-coded number in a formula, etc. Then who knows? Who can see your error? But in the 2011 London Olympics, somebody created a spreadsheet error, and what it did, it was in a ticketing spreadsheet, and somebody made a mistake, and then the stadium was oversold by 10,000 people. So there were 10,000 people standing outside because somebody made an error in a spreadsheet, and then you can see in real life what a spreadsheet error could turn to. And if you make one of yourself, nobody maybe knows. In the UK, there was a company conviviality. They also made a mistake in the spreadsheet, and they had to change their revenue, and the share price dropped by some percentages because they made a mistake in a spreadsheet error. Because, you know, management, you send out the information of your spreadsheet to management. Management trusts that you did a good job. They trust the numbers and they send it out. And then afterwards they have to change the numbers because somebody made a mistake. Now, what I want to show you is this, and this is a real nice example. And he's an American. He speaks very fast, but I just want to show you, it takes just 1 minute, but it gives you a really good example of the essence of a spreadsheet error. Now, let me just see. I have to share my audio, I think. Select speaker. I have never done it with Google Meet, but maybe we have to try.
When you share screen, you have a checkbox on the right or the bottom says, do you want to share also audio?
Can you hear this? Can you hear it? No. Okay, then I have to share. Let me just do it one more time. I checked it today with the Teams. Share no. Israel, you said on the right. Share computer sound.
Yes.
Stereo. Okay, so I just want to show you this. It takes 1.5 minutes or something, but it's a really nice example. Okay.
An incredible thing happened last week, and it was drowned out by lots of other news, but honestly, it's one of the most astonishing things in recent economic history. A grad student, Thomas Herndon, a 28-year-old at the University of Massachusetts Amherst, had an assignment: rerun someone else's data and see if you can get the same results. Herndon chose the Reinhardt-Rogoff study. He looks at an Excel spreadsheet, we've all seen them, and the first thing he sees is the crucial column in their data, the one that averages the growth rates of countries with debt to GDP ratios of 90%. Is wrong.
That's right. The conclusion of that big paper from the conservative Harvard economists Reinhardt and Rogoff were based in part on a Microsoft Excel spreadsheet error, and Chris Hayes went on to deliver the punchline here.
So, here's the punchline. If you correct the spreadsheet error and put the intentionally omitted countries back into the data set, the entire statistic falls apart. Instead of countries with the dangerous level of 90% debt to GDP having a negative growth rate of 0.1%, they have a modestly positive growth rate of 2.2%. That is a big freaking difference. That's the difference between recession and recovery.
Okay, so what it shows you is that please make sure that your spreadsheets are error-free. And of course, even with a good solution, it will take you some time, but it's always good to know that there are solutions out there. Okay.
Martin, I just want to say
Yes.
there's another example from the UK.
Yes.
At the beginning of the COVID, they used an old Excel file, the XLS format. And once they had more than 65,000 people ill, and it came 70,000, 5,000 people died in the UK because of Excel.
Okay.
Okay, I think it's more terrifying than the percentage. 5,000 people died because of an Excel error because they used an old Excel file, the XLS format, which was only 65,000 rows.
Okay, well, you see.
I will look for it and I'll send it to you so you can add another slide.
Okay. Thanks for this. So the ExcelAnalyzer, it's an extra button in Excel. And it's all about saving time because you don't have to check your cells manually anymore. Lower cost, reduce the risk, higher quality spreadsheets, trust, and improve the confidence that your spreadsheets are error-free. Now, there are many things that can jeopardize your model. Let me just show you. External link, a formula referring to another model. Href error. If you delete rows or columns, you have these href errors in your spreadsheets. Hard-coded formula. Somebody put a hard-coded number in the formula. It's not incorrect, but it's always good to know that it's there. Inconsistent formulas, intersheet links, a formula referring to another sheet, numbers formatted as text. If you would sum them up, the total is not correct. Hidden cells having the same font as background colors, you will not see them. hidden rows, hidden columns, hidden sheets, even very hidden sheets. So there are many things that can jeopardize your model, and a lot of people don't know that these things exist. So the software ExcelAnalyzer is about discovering the full DNA of the spreadsheet, not only formulas, but it all will check, does your spreadsheet have VBA code? Does it have tables, pivot tables? Do you added charts? Is there an error in a chart, etc., etc.? Now, a lot of people nowadays use Copilot, and that's really good. You can build better spreadsheet, but what we hear until now of our customers, they say Copilot and AI, it's really good. It will help us to build faster models, but sometimes it's a black box. So you're going to build a model and you ask AI to build your model, but then which function did it use? How are the links between the sheets? So still it's a black box. And that's what you could do, make it more transparent. Well, so this is our typical user. It's a department manager. He has people working in an office, and he always say, what are my people doing all day? We are working on spreadsheets, and of course, hopefully error-free spreadsheets. Some of our customers around the world, they have the same problems. I have a spreadsheet. Is it correct? Yes or no? So let me just show you a demo. For this demo, I just want to show you this spreadsheet, and this is a spreadsheet with a lot of different tabs, calculations, etc., etc. Now, we are in between two versions of the software. What I said, we have around 6,000 users around the world, and they use it daily, weekly. And the question is it correct, yes or no, a spreadsheet like this? Now we are in between two versions, and I will show you the latest version, and I will also show you the current version. So let's start really easy. So this sheet, it's a 12-month profit and loss projection, but is it correct, yes or no? So ExcelAnalyzer is just an extra button in Excel. But if I click here on the formulas button here on the left, it will color code. It will put an overlay over your cells. This is your screen and this is the overlay. It will not add background colors. It will not add conditionals. It's just an overlay. It's more or less in a window. So this is your screen. And in between you have the mouse. And let me just go to the left or to the right. This is the panel. And if you would click here on this golden button, what it will do, it will just circle through every unique formula on your sheet. Now the gray cells, these are all constant cells. Dark gray, these are text cells, and every formula gets a different color. Now the colors are really not important. It only shows you that the yellow highlighted formulas are exactly the same, that the green formulas are exactly the same, etc., etc. So if I just select those cells, what I said, the yellow highlighted formulas, they add up correctly the 3 rows above. They're all the same. It's the same formula. It's just the sum of 3 cells above. But what happened here? Well, here probably you forgot row 4. So just fix it like this. And you see the color will also change. So I fixed the first one. What happened here? Here, probably I forgot row 6. So I fixed this one here like this. What happened here? I forgot row 10. So I fixed it and I fixed the first sheet. If I would click on the overlay, then now I really need to say that this is a beta version. We will release this in the next 6 weeks. It took us about 1.5 to 2 years to upgrade our current version to this one. So I always have to say this for my programmers. They say, well, why do you always demo the latest version? Because I like it. I want to show the people what's there, which solution is there on the market. But it's an easy sheet. But let's go to a more complex sheet. You have seen those sheets with a lot of nice background colors, but the question is this sheet, is it correct, yes or no? And a lot of people give these colors because it looks fancy, this spreadsheet. So just click on the formula cells, and what it will show you here is, once again, these colors. These are all constant cells, text cells, and every formula gets a different color. So for example, the yellow highlighted formulas, if you check those, they have the same color. So the formula is copied down the rows correctly. So if I would check this, I will select those cells. I click here on this green button. I don't have to check those anymore because this formula adds up correctly column B till M. So I don't need to check those anymore. Well, something is wrong here. Well, probably I forgot column L and M. So once again, I fix this here. What happened here? I forgot a couple of rows, etc., etc. If I would click here on the formula buttons again, ExcelAnalyzer does not touch your cells. It will not change everything. Now, we're going to make it even more complicated. These cells. This is a sheet, and this is how a lot of people build models. So if I click here on the 2, all the columns are expanded. And this is how most people build models. They're going to build the first column, and then they copy to there, and then to there, and to there. This is how you build models. But I click on the formula analysis. And what you will see here is repeating formula blocks. So this 5 columns, if you copy to there, it's more or less the same formulas. It's the same column. It's repeating formula blocks. But this is a sheet which is a little bit more complicated. So what you can see here is that this formula block, it's the same as this one. It's repeating formula blocks, etc., etc. So the first thing what you need to do, just go through every sheet, through every color coding. Did you create those? Did you copy the formulas down the rows correctly? Yes or no? Okay. I want to show you this example. And this is an example which looks fairly simple. It has a hash ref error. I don't know if you use an English Excel, if you would use maybe a Hebrew version. I don't know if it even exists. But if so, then the hash ref error, it will be a different error.
It's the same in Israel.
It's also English?
Yes.
Okay. Now what I do here, I click on the formula analysis, but what you will see here is that you have here a formula with a red tick border. This is a formula referring to another workbook. It's an external formula. You see, it refers to another workbook. Formulas with a black tick border, these are formulas referring to another sheet. So these are intersheet formulas. This is a VLOOKUP referring to the sheet budget. Now, what you can do here in the ExcelAnalyzer panel, if you, for example, click on the external, then you focus on just the external formula. So all our formulas are white out, so you just focus on the external formula. If you would click here on the hard-coded, then just with the Enter key, you will go through every formula with a hard-coded number. This is a VLOOKUP with a hard-coded number too. But if you, for example, if you are interested in the hash ref error, this one here, then notice that this is the hash ref error, but these formulas are also hash ref errors, but these formulas refer to this one. So if I would fix this one here, let me just fix this like this. Okay, and notice that these are also fixed. Okay, I'm going to show you 2 other examples. This one here, and this is for demo purposes. We have customers who have sheets with 300,000 rows, formulas. They exported data from an ERP system, they put it into Excel, and then they do some VLOOKUP, index match functions, etc., etc. So this is a sheet with a lot of formula, but if I just click here on the formula button, then you can see a lot of different colors. Why? Because every column is a different formula. And this is just for demo purposes. This is a column B. This is a VLOOKUP with a hard-coded number 60. Column C is a VLOOKUP with a hard-coded 59, etc., etc. So copy down the rows, the formulas are the same. Copy to the right, they're all different. But you can see immediately here that there's an inconsistency here. There's an inconsistency there. So let me just fix this here. And what happened here? Well, here I fixed this one. And we had, a couple of years ago, I had a discussion with an accountancy firm here nearby Maastricht. Maastricht lives nearby the border of Belgium and Germany. And it was an accountancy firm in Belgium. And we met them on a conference and they said, well, we don't make any mistakes. I said, okay, that's perfect. But please, can you show me that you didn't make a mistake in your spreadsheet? And they couldn't. And I said to them, okay, just give me 2 spreadsheets, and they should have at least 5 tabs. And if in those spreadsheets, if there's no error, you get the software for free. You don't have to pay for it. You get a lifetime version. I said, okay, we will do this. And they had this mistake. What I did here, so you can see this formula, but what they did here, they copy pasted the formula to value. So they were not recalculated. So what I should have done, this formula, you should have copied this down the rows like this. So they copy pasted the formula value, which is not 100% correct. Now, there is more, because what I showed you is these color coding. This is the color coding of unique formulas. And if I would show you this, you can see, just select some cells, and you can see immediately how the formulas are built. But sometimes you want to know something else. And I will show you something. So let's assume I do something like this. I'm going to put some numbers here, like this. And I put also some numbers here. No. 3. And I say here is the sum of these cells. So if I would just do this once more time, you can see that this one, it adds up. So sometimes you want to know, if you're going to do scenarios, you want to know which numbers are used by a formula. For this, you just click on the input cells. And this it's a different coloring, because what this shows you is that the green ones, these are formulas. The blue ones, these are input cells. So these are numbers used by a formula. So in this case, you can see that that these ones, they are not used by any formula. These are numbers, just unused constant. And what sometimes people do, they don't know which constant, which numbers are used by a formula, which are not used by a formula. And if you want to create scenarios and you're going to change this one and you change it to 2 to 2, this number will never change. So it's a different overlay. It's something like you have in Excel trace dependence and precedence. And this is more or less the advanced precedence dependence overlay. Okay, so the first thing what I just want to show you is, okay, you have a spreadsheet, just check it and just go through every sheet. However, what we noticed is that our users, they use the software, they open the model, they check it, and then they close the model and they said, oh, we will review it. But sometimes you want to know while you are building models. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to add some formulas like this. And it works, look, like this. So I copy this formula to there. And I put a +5 here. So this is a different. So while you are building models, it's going to color code. It's going to show you which formulas are consistent, which are not. And we had it wasn't a discussion, but we had a meeting last week with Israel, and he said a lot of people, they build models, but they even don't know if they put a hard-coded number in. So in this case, well, I put a hard-coded number, but in the panel, you can just click on hard-coded, and you can see immediately which formulas on your sheet are hard-coded. Now, let's assume you would do this. You copy these formulas like this. So it's consistent. This is a consistent formula, but here I put this to there. So here, how long would this take for you to do it, to check it manually in this case? How long would it take for you? While you can do it right now, just click on the overlay and just see immediately that there's an inconsistency here. So this works.
Conditional formatting for the extreme.
I'm sorry?
Conditional formatting to the extreme.
Yes, it's true. Although we don't use conditional, if you would do conditional, and first we tested as conditionals, and conditionals, it leads to some mistakes. And this is much faster. What I showed you on this sheet here, and this is just a sheet with 120 columns and how many? This is just 1200 rows. So it's fairly fast. And what I said, we also have sheets with 300,000 rows. We had, that's really nice about this, about the work. What we do is we see a lot of spreadsheets around the world, what people build. You even have, if you Google Frankenstein team Excel, these people, they in America they say these are motherfuckers, because what they build, it's unbelievable. They create really unbelievable spreadsheets. So what we see, and there was a company in the US, and there were a team, one professor and one assistant, and they created a model, 100 megabyte model. It took them 2 years to build it, and they say there are no mistakes in it. And we ran it. It took, well, in this version, it's in a couple of minutes, but back then it ran about 4 hours, and they couldn't believe their eyes how many mistakes they made. So they built it in 2 years. So okay, so this is the first glance I want to show you about just check your spreadsheet. Now I want to show you something else, and this is not a training. It's just I want to show you what's possible. Now, in our current version, I just want to show you this, is that you also get a report like this. Okay, so this is the report, what is generated if you use this overlay. And let me just click on it like this. And here you can see these are all the formulas used in the spreadsheet. And to make the formulas more readable, ExcelAnalyzer will color code for you. The functions will be color coded blue, the sheet name is green, hard coded numbers are red, and dollar signs are yellow. So it shows you, it gives you a list of all the unique formulas on your spreadsheet. And if you, for example, would hover over here, well, this is a demo sheet, it will give you all the hard coded numbers used in the formulas. But let's assume that 20%, that's the VAT rate in Israel, and let's assume that the government has changed it to 21%. So you're interested in all numbers, formulas with a hard-coded number 20%. So just go to here, on the drop-down, just say, okay, just show me all the hard-coded numbers with 20%. And ExcelAnalyzer will sort for you all the formulas with a hard-coded number 20%. Click on that link, you will jump to that formula and change it to 21%. If you're interested, okay, just give me a list of all the hard-coded numbers in my spreadsheet. Okay, so here you have a list of all the hard-coded numbers. Let me just, and well, if you want, you can print, you generate a print report of all the formulas with a hard-coded number. But nowadays, nobody prints anymore. You can always generate a PDF. Now here, this is what I want to show you. So we also have customers who use our software just to audit somebody else's spreadsheet. And how do they do this? Let me just show you this. So this spreadsheet has 146,000 formulas. That's not really important. What's more important is that it has 753 unique formulas. And what is unique formula? Well, this sheet has, let me just check, it has 6 unique formulas. So what do they do? And let's assume it's the big 4 accounts firms. So this spreadsheet has 146,000 formulas. That's not really important, what I said. It has 753 unique formulas. And what they do, times 15 euro, so is this times this. So you have to pay, let's say, at least 12,000 euro to order the spreadsheet like this. Now, a lot of our customers are from the UK, and we have seen companies charging £100,000 for reviewing 5 spreadsheets. And how did they do it? They had 2 graduates. They went through all these spreadsheets cell by cell, and then they asked £100,000. However, what's the difference, let's say, between our company and the big 4 is it's you get a stamp of the big four accountancy firms, that it's reviewed. And if there would be a mistake, maybe you can sue them afterwards. But this is how they do it. They just check the number of unique formulas. They multiply by a certain amount of price. And then this is the price you have to pay to order a spreadsheet like this. So this list of formulas, it will help you to understand what's going on. Now, what we do sometimes, we don't do this review anymore because we don't have the time for this. We only work on our software. But if you hover over functions, you get a list of all the functions used in your spreadsheet and combined functions used in your spreadsheet. So let's assume you get a spreadsheet from a colleague, from a client, and you don't know what's going on. What we always do, just check which functions are used. And maybe if you don't know, let's say the subtotal, just Google it, AI it, ChatGPT it, so you know what's going on. It also shows you a little bit the complexity of your spreadsheet. So far, maybe any questions?
Who are the typical customer? Is it the financial market?
To be honest, well, of course, these are the names which for the bigger customers. We have from small companies, one-person companies who just say, okay, I get a spreadsheet from clients. I need to check if it's correct, yes or no. But we also have customers in different industries, banks, real estate, gold mine, small accountancy firms, students, teachers, engineers. What the banks normally do, they have, let's say, different departments, and Department A is going to check Department B spreadsheets. So what they had before, they had the 4I principle, where somebody said, okay, just send me over your spreadsheet and we're going to check it manually, the 4I principle. Now with our solution, they still do it, that somebody else is going to check the spreadsheets. So yes, different industries, because to be honest, we have about, well, Microsoft says it has 800 million users around the world, and who don't use Excel. What we see that there are a lot of companies and people, the first thing what they open in the morning is Excel or maybe Outlook, and they just play with it. And to be honest, everybody here on the call, I think they like it. It's like a game. We like playing with Excel. I think that's I like it. I do this the first time I saw Excel. It was in my the first time in university. And I was saying, oh, what is this? And then it takes time to get to know how it works. You have to like it, but yeah. I just want to show you two other things. And because some people, they print this out. This is a report, is generated, and it shows you the links between the sheets. And we have some of our customers that send us, some of them, one guy, he sent us a picture and he put it above his bed. So he created a spreadsheet. It took him 1 year, and he printed this out and he put it into a frame and he put it above his bed because he was so proud of his model. But what it will show you this is how are the sheets connected in your spreadsheet. And this is a demo sheet. And this demo sheet, it had 61 tabs, which is of course insane, but okay, we have seen those. And first of all, what the software will do, it will color code your sheets. So standalone sheets, these are sheets without having any link to or from another sheet. You can take those sheets out without having hash references on other sheets. But then the red highlighted sheets, these are, let's say you have sheet 1 and sheet 2, and on sheet 1 you say is sheet 2, and on sheet 2 you would say is sheet 1. If you would delete one of those sheets, you will have hash references on other sheets. So the first thing what you will know is which sheets can I delete without having hash references on other sheets. The blue one you can delete, the green one you can delete. If you would delete the red ones and the orange one, you will create hash references on other sheets. Now, I just want to show you a little bit how this works. So, for example, let me just go to sheet 9. Oh, come on. So on sheet 9, you have one formula referring to sheet 8. On sheet 9, there's one formula referring to sheet 7. So sheet 9 has links to sheet 7 to 8. There's one formula referring to sheet 11. So we'll show you, is it a spaghetti spreadsheet, yes or no? There's more to this model, to this report, but it just shows you how are the connections between the sheets. And this, it's a summary. And for example, what it will show you is that sheet 9 has links to 18 other sheets. And there are 16 sheets grabbing data from sheet 9. So the orange, these are input cells, these are output cells. So this table will show you how are the connection between the sheets, which sheets can I delete, which sheets I cannot delete, etc., etc. Now, so we got so many questions around the world the last years. How can you please add this? Can you please add this? And one of the things, what we got is this one here. So instead of, if you get a spreadsheet from a client or from a colleague, it's not your spreadsheet, so you cannot change it. What you can do is you can put a comment. So for example, let's assume you get a spreadsheet from a client. It's not your spreadsheet. You're not going to fix this, but you can see that this could be an error. So instead of you fixing it, you just click here on the model review section. You raise an issue and you just say, okay, Israel, you are the reviewer. And this is inconsistent formula block. Why did you not add up row 4? Question mark. It's a high priority because, well, it's an error post issue. So instead of you fixing it, you just add a comment. I'm going to add another comment on this sheet.
The
yes.
other person will see the comment even if he doesn't have the tool?
A good question. Yes, he will, but I will show you this in a moment.
Okay.
Yes. So this is a formula with a hard-coded number plus 500. And I say here hard-coded formula, where does number 500 come from? It's a medium priority. You can even put a hint, please don't use hard-coded numbers in formula. Although everybody on the planet is doing this, but just for demo purpose, I put this in post issue. So you can see here, range, it's a topic is formula hard-coded. I even put a hint, please don't use hard-coded numbers in formula. Name of the reviewer is you, Israel. Date post is today. Where does this number come from? And what you can do, you can just click on next and you will jump to all the comments you added to the spreadsheet. Now here comes a trick. If you would click here on review report, then what the software will do, it will generate a report of all the comments you added. And this is the report which you are going to discuss with the model builder. And the model builder, if he doesn't have ExcelAnalyzer on his machine, it's no problem, because he can still use the report. He can still click on the links in the report and jump to this comments you added. So this is something totally different. This is something where you just say, I'm not going to change it. So this is comment 1. And this is the report. I will just show you this. So on sheet 2, you raised one issue, formula, and what it will do, it will create a print screen of that issue. And if you would click on that link in the blue link, you will jump to that comment. So in this case, I jump to this comment. If I would click here on the triangle, I will jump back to this report. So Israel, you reviewed my model. you can change this. You can send this report to me. So I'm the model builder. And I just say, why did you not add row 4? This is a mistake. Please fix. So I'm going to answer your questions. And if I have question and answer, then I can fix the issue. And then the circle is round. This is something totally different. This is what our customers do. We have different departments, or you get a spreadsheet from a client. You can just say, there are clients who charge money for this. They say, okay, well, I checked your spreadsheet. It took me some time. These are the errors, or and they just charge for the review. And the good thing is that once a customer sends you a spreadsheet or a colleague which is not correct, you help him, showing him what he did wrong. Okay, so enough about this ExcelAnalyzer solution. ExcelAnalyzer, what I said in our PowerPoint, it's about saving time because you don't have to check it manually anymore, cell by cell. Reduce risk, higher quality spreadsheet, trust and improve the confidence that your spreadsheet error-free. I come from a real estate business. I worked about 12 years for the biggest real estate company in Holland. And back then I had to build these forecast and budget models. And 2 times a year, we had a really big meeting with all the hotshots, all the managers. They came to Amsterdam. And then the first 20 minutes, we were always discussing these numbers. They said, hey, well, this is not correct. I know my numbers. This cannot be correct. So we always had a discussion about, are the numbers correct, yes or no? And now you can even show them that the numbers are correct. You can show them that it's all consistent, etc. Okay, any questions? Because maybe
do you see a learning curve for these users that are using the tool?
Yes. So why did we start from scratch? So in this case, this overlay is so quick, it's so fast. It almost has no learning curve. The current version, however, it's a little bit more complex. It will create color-coded copy sheets. But in this case, it's so what we wanted to do is we want to achieve that the usage of the software is higher. So the current version, it takes some time. The software comes with a training. With the new version, it also comes with a training, but
from the user perspective, when he knows what kind of mistakes he does, the next file will be with less mistakes?
Of course, hopefully. Yes, but it depends because some people, and that's what we want, because it's so quick. Hopefully, what we try to achieve is that it's so quick that you just click on the overlay and see if it's correct, yes or no, and you just. In the current version, this overlay takes you, let's say, 20 seconds to run it. But in this case, it takes you, less than 0.2 seconds. So what we try to achieve is that people will use it more. They will just click on the overlay, see if it's consistent. Did we use hard-coded numbers? It's like spell check for Word. You can put this spell check for Word on or off. If you have these red highlighted words. If you don't put this red highlighted words, check on, so hopefully with this version, people will use it more. And that's what we, from our biggest customers, the managers, because, if you buy not one license, but let's say 1,000 licenses, they need to know value for money. Do my people build better spreadsheet? And of course, do we save time?
And I think that every accountant must have such a tool.
Still, it's a niche market. First of all, nobody knows that it exists because people will not Google normally, okay, is an Excel error checker. they don't Google about the subject. So we need to show this the solution to the users. And then they see, is it interesting, yes or no? And some people say, like the bakery on the corner of the street, he says, well, I have a simple spreadsheet. It's not interesting for me. But if you have bigger spreadsheet and you have more important clients and you want to be trusted and you want to save time and you want to be more professional, then this solution could help you.
So I said the bakery maybe not, but their accountant, who is responsible to prepare all the financial reports, he must have such a tool. Otherwise, he reports wrong. He makes
Bullshit.
mistakes like all of us.
Yes, but what we see, we have about 40,000 random spreadsheets. We gather them from all over the world, from the internet, and we run it. We can even have if we go to a company and they have 40,000 spreadsheets, we can run them in a batch. And we can show the manager or the management what the spreadsheet error risk is. So we can run them in a batch, and trust me, almost all spreadsheets have errors.
99%.
Yeah, it depends, of course. If you have one sheet, then maybe not. But if you have multiple sheets with, let's say, more than 100 rows, columns, etc., then, yeah.
I think 99% have errors.
Now, having said that, what we, and this is something else, Excel compare. So this is something else. We don't only have ExcelAnalyzer, we also have Excel compare. So this is when, let's assume you build a spreadsheet and you send it to a client and the client sends it back in 2 weeks and you don't know what they changed. In this case, I just show you a couple of, I make a couple of changes and then I'm going to compare this model with the model, the end version. It takes me 2 minutes. So I just insert a column, I insert a row, and I change 35 to 555. On the budget sheet, let's do it very quick. I make souvenirs, I spell it with 3 S's. I change 84 to 123. I change this cell M, I make it L. And in this sheet, the growth sheet, let me just, this is a formula. I copy this formula to value. And I change this cell to 1. I made a couple of changes. So I just say save as end version. I will also have to open the model I started with. That's this one. So what did we change? Nobody knows. So Excel compare, click on the compare button, select the model I started with, and select the model I ended with. And just for this demo, I just select all the sheets I want to check. Start. And what the software will do, it will just compare 31 sheets with 31 sheets, and it will show you a pop-up screen, the difference between the 2 versions of the spreadsheet, and it will also generate a report of all the differences between the 2 spreadsheets. Something totally different, but it helps you to see the difference between a version of last quarter now, or a version of last week and today. Now, very important is because you have to compare apples with apples. Sometimes people, they compare a focus spreadsheet with a budget spreadsheet. These are totally different. Then the algorithm doesn't know it has to have an anchor point. I would always take some time with Teams. It's very annoying, by the way, that it takes always this time. It's a Microsoft application, and Excel is also Microsoft. So this is Excel. This is the pop-up screen. And on the left, this is the model we started with. In the middle, this is the model we ended with. And what it will do, the algorithm will also insert a column and a row in the beginning spreadsheet. So what it will show you is on the right here, You inserted a column, you inserted a row, and you changed 35 to 555. If the algorithm would not be smart enough, then everything underneath the inserted row and at the right of the inserted column would be different. But now it just says, no, you inserted a column, a row, and you changed 35 to 555. On the budget sheet, we changed 84 to 123, and we spelled souvenirs with 3 S's. I changed the formula, and there were some changes here on this sheet. You could even just double click here and just say, okay, copy cell content from first workbook, like this, and it will also be changed in the underlying spreadsheet. Now, very important is this: if you click here at the top, go to report, then this is the report which is added to the end version. And what does it do? Blue is the model we started with, green is the model we ended with, and it will just show you that comparing the first 2 sheets, these are the differences. And there are no differences on sheet 2 and 3. On the budget sheet, well, we changed 84 to 123. You can even put a comment. Why did you change this number? So you can add a comment to the changes between the 2 versions of a spreadsheet. Something totally different. It's complementary to the ExcelAnalyzer, but it just compares 2 spreadsheets with one another.
Does it know to copy a formula from one spreadsheet to the other spreadsheet without the file name and the folder name?
If it's a different formula, it will check it. Yeah.
Yes, but the question is, sometimes I want to copy a formulas from one file to the other. But when you copy one formula from one file to the other, Excel also copies the file name and the folder name. I want just to copy the formula without the file name.
Yeah.
Israel. Israel,
Yes.
you may delete the סימן שווה to copy to the other file and to put the סימן שווה again.
Okay, then it's a lot of work. I want to do.
Right.
I say Excel people are lazy people. That's why they use Excel. They want to be efficient. I don't want to work hard.
Well, I don't know if you are lazy. I think we all like Excel, and hopefully, when I worked at this real estate company, and we had to present these numbers on the Monday. On Sunday, I even was always dragging these formulas again down the row, so I knew I didn't make any mistakes. But in the end, I still don't know. Even if I did my best, I cannot show the people that I make a mistake. You cannot. And that's why we want to come with a solution where you can just say, hey, this is correct, yes or no. I can show you, I can show it to you. I can show you which formulas I used, and if it's consistent, yes or no. Now, I'm not going to show this, but my favorite is Excel scenario. What we wanted to do is we wanted to create scenarios within the most complicated spreadsheet within 5 minutes. And if you build this spreadsheet, you want to know what if this is 190, but what if it would be 500? Then this number would change. So let's assume you have a really big spreadsheet and you have different input cells on different sheets, and you want to play with them, and you want to create a table with all the scenarios of these input cells. That's our scenario tool, which is my favorite because well, in my real estate business, we always had to create these scenarios. But how can you do this in complicated sheets? And what people do, they add input sheets, scenario sheets, takes some time. But with the scenario tool, you can just do this in 5 minutes, and it creates tables of all the scenarios within a couple of minutes. Now, I had a discussion with Israel. Israel, he contacted me, when was it? Maybe 1 month ago on LinkedIn. And you said,
Yes.
I have people in Israel or in the neighborhood, and I use Excel. And maybe it's interesting to show you this. And the problem lies a little bit about it should not be too commercial. On the other hand, yes, we are a software company. We want to show our solution. what I just want to tell you is there are solutions on the market which can help you to build better spreadsheet, will help you to build them faster and with confidence. But in the end, it's always you who have to decide, is it interesting for me, yes or no? And then we had a discussion, Israel, last week from, okay, well, you took the time to come to this session. And then I also want to offer you something. And just think about it. If maybe this is of interest, yes or no. And if it's not of interest, you know that there's a solution. So I just want to show you this. If this would be of interest, and if you just say, hey, I want to try it, etc. Our software costs normally €800 per license per year. That's why I say it's not for the baker on the corner of the street. Excel Compare costs $250. But because we have these sessions, if you want to have this solution, it will not cost you 800, it costs you 250. Excel Compare, not 250, it costs you 100. And if you would combine them, it costs you 300. Now, this is a price per license per year. If you would renew, the price will not change. We'll never change the price. If you would renew next year, it's not automatically renewed because I really don't like this. If I buy software and it's automatically renewed, then I check my credit card and I say, fuck, they charge me again. I don't use the software. That's what we don't use. But if you would say, hey, I'm interested, just send this. And Israel, if you can just send all the attendees this sheet, they can I think it's until Monday, November. You just say, okay, I'm interested. You can also have a trial version, etc. But then this is the price. But I said it's a little bit commercial, not commercial, but yeah, this is how life works. Okay. I think this is what I wanted to show Israel.
Okay, so questions, remarks, requests.
Marvelous. It's very good software.
Will you use such a software, Sharon?
I won't use it because I don't need, because I don't make mistake in my files. I'm checking a mistake to others and find it.
Okay.
Yeah. And in this case, what would be really great, check those spreadsheets from others and see if you can find those errors. Also send them, hey, look, and don't tell them that you use software. We can send you the trial, but don't send them. They will say, what? How does he know? Let's assume, how do we sell our software? Sometimes we sell it to one person in the company, and we just say to them, if you check a spreadsheet for somebody else, don't tell them that you use the software. And then this other guy or person or he or she, they really don't know how can he check? How does he know? And then they are intrigued. They are intrigued from how does he do it? And then this is mouth-to-mouth marketing for us. Okay, let me stop sharing my screen.
What I say to the students, that I'm a magician.
Yes. Do you know the tent of Harry Potter? The tent of Harry Potter? Well, this is the metaphor I want to use. Let me just show you this. This is maybe nice to end YouTube. Tent of Harry Potter. Tent. Yes. Okay, I'm going to share my screen one more time and show you something fun because Excel is also fun. You can see my screen?
Yes.
Well, kids, welcome.
The tent of Harry Potter. And the metaphor is our software looks really, really simple with the overlay, just color-coded, etc. But trust me, it took us more than 13 years of experience, and this is it. No, you don't have to hear because We don't have to. It just you will see it. It looks from the outside. It looks really normal. There it is. The 10 of Harry Potter. Where it is? Let me just. So from the outside, it's really easy. Just a button. Just click on it, and there Harry Potter comes. You just say, and this is the tent from inside. From the inside, it's it took us quite some time to do this, and that's why that's the metaphor. The software should look really easy to use, but on the outside, on the inside, it's much going on. Okay.
So if you bring such a software to the company, do you get a raise or you get fired because you tell, okay, this guy doesn't know how to work?
No, what we always tell the people, just use the software. Never say you did something wrong. Never. You did something wrong, but just use it in a friendly, normal way. Because I did it one time. I just said you made a mistake. You did make a couple of mistakes. I even had a friend of mine. He's a manager of a really big car company, and what he did, he said, okay. During the live session, there were two women, and they were really good looking, by the way. And
By the way.
Yes, by the way, they were really good looking, and they created a spreadsheet. And they hired them. These two women, they built a spreadsheet for this car company. And my friend and manager, he said, I want that you check in the live demo their spreadsheet. I said, no, we're not going to do this because there will certainly be errors. And then, well, they really did a good job. They really tried to make no errors. But if you build a big spreadsheet, there are always errors in it. I said, no, we are not going to do it. We just go give them a compliment how good it was, but maybe they can do this and this better.
If Bill Gates had problems in the demo, so all of us is okay to do mistakes.
Trust me, we know Excel by heart. There are a lot of really strange things in Excel. If you're going to program on top of Excel or in Excel, you will see a lot of strange things. But
Yeah,
okay.
I agree.
Okay.
So
Well,
questions, remarks?
No, thank you.
None.
okay.
So
Then I
Martin,
would
thank you very much. Was inspiring because
Thank
what
you.
I do usually is looking for mistakes, and 99% we find the mistakes, but sometimes to fix a spreadsheet is better to build it from the first place and not try to fix something. Because if the
know.
fundamentals are a problem, then you'll never have a good solution.
I
Start
know.
from the base.
I know, but if you get a spreadsheet, spreadsheets, they contain a lot of history and information from a company. So what we always say, okay, just send us what you have, we will check it, and we see how can we do it better. But spreadsheets contain a lot of information which you can always use.
And one way I wanted to ask you about name ranges. Sometimes I find a lot of problem with name ranges because it has had thousands of row name ranges and with href, but you don't see it at the spreadsheet because they don't use these range names, but the range names exist in the file.
Yes, well, name ranges, it's annoying. It's an annoying thing. Not a lot of people use ranges, but because you asked me this question, let me just see if I can maybe like this. I will share my screen one more time, maybe one last time. Share. So name ranges. So in this case, what we do. So for example, this is a formula with a name unit with a name in it. You see, net
Yes.
profit. Yeah. In our report, what we do, we convert this name into a cell reference. Yes, you see. It's not 100% answering your question. So, but what we already do is when you have a name, we transfer it into we change it into cell reference back and forth. So we even have a solution where you just say, okay, I want named ranges, I want cell references. So you can switch between them.
We see.
And named ranges go to formulas is in Excel itself. If you go to name manager, here you can already see a lot of things. This is just an Excel thing. It's for free. It's an Excel itself. You can even filter on name range with arrows. So yes, it's ExcelAnalyzer will also report all the names and all the arrows, etc. But it's already in Excel itself. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Well, everybody,
Thank you
thanks.
again, and I'll add it to you.
Okay. Enjoy your
Okay.
evening. Bye bye.
See you
Thank you.
all. Bye bye.
Bye.